The 2024 SVG Venue Summit brings us to Las Vegas and Allegiant Stadium, the home of the Las Vegas Raiders, and of course this year's Super Bowl. Thrilled to be here talking about the latest in in-venue technology. Brandon Costa from Sports Video Group. Thrilled to be joined by Matt Heuer from 3 Point Productions. Matt and his company work closely with another championship team here in the Sin City. That is the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA. Matt, thanks so much for taking the time and appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun and met a lot of cool people and talked about a lot of cool things. So happy to continue here with you.
So we're on the doorstep of another WNBA season, but we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the back-to-back champion Aces, who one of the super teams in the WNBA, closed the job and did it again last year. Your production company works with the team to program the in-venue video board presentation. Talk about that relationship and how it's a unique one, how the team has decided to bring in an outside vendor, if you will, to produce its in-venue shows.
Yeah, it may seem like a kind of a foreign concept to a lot of people, but really it's like we serve as their game presentation department, and so we really try to interface with them that way, whether it's the weekly meetings, site visits, creative brainstorming sessions. All that stuff happens usually right at the turn of the year. So we've already got a couple of months under our belt of planning for this season, which is great. Obviously, going back to back, since the early ages of the WNBA, it hasn't happened, and I think we're the favorite to even three-peat this year. So the expectation for our production again raises, and that's kind of something we do to ourselves anyway, is always try to set the bar a little higher the next year. So no matter how successful we are the year prior, we're always going to come with bigger and grander ideas the next year and build off kind of the foundation that we've built out here over the last 6 years. Which is winning is part of that tradition, for sure.
Winning always helps, definitely. Now, if anyone's ever been to an Aces game before, I think they might notice that it flows a little bit differently, the in-game presentation, than maybe the typical WNBA or NBA or any other game. You're saying how there's a lot less forced sponsored elements, and you guys are leaning a lot more into a younger audience. How would you say an Aces game is very different from maybe any other basketball professional level game?
Yeah, it's a great question, and honestly, it's a big part of the pride that we have with the Aces show, especially since Mark Davis and Raiders owner bought the team 3 years ago. He's really invested more in the resources, and we already benefited from that when MGM brought the team here originally. Having the Vegas entertainment built in obviously is kind of a cheat in our industry. I think it's the envy of a lot of the NBA teams, let alone the WNBA teams. So that alone kind of set the bar. And with that bar though came expectation. You put a new team in a market like this, there's going to be an expectation that you deliver a first-class experience. And again, really proud of what we've done over the last 6 years to get it to where it's at. It didn't start that way. It was kind of a little rocky start, but philosophy changes came when Mark took over the team, and it wasn't necessarily how we entertain the fans or how we interact with the fans, but it was more about partnerships and how they're going to see how they're presented at games. Really, they've leaned into a lot of philosophies of only really burdening us with situational partnerships that really kind of engage the fans and reward the fans for the behavior that they're trying to get them to do anyway. So, promotions like miss twice, get a slice, where if an opposing team misses 2 free throws in a row from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, everyone in the building gets free pizza. And it's one of those promotions that is stands out. Even players on the opposing team talk about it. The All-Star game, Breanna Stewart was talking about it. But it came from something where, like, the first time we ever did it, I think we were up by 26, blowing this team out. It's the first game of the season. Energy's high in the building because it's just how we kind of roll it. But there's like 6 seconds left in the game. Opposing team goes to the foul line for 2 shots, and the crowd just starts going crazy. Misses the first shot, it swells up even more. And obviously we get a little more turbulent in the arena with graphics and stuff. But they wanted their free pizza, and this is the first game that was being introduced. Sure enough, opposing player misses the second shot, 8 seconds left, and in a meaningless moment of a normal game becomes hysteria, absolute pandemonium in our venue. And honestly, the first time we ran the execution, we realized this is a hit and it's going to be a smash hit, and we got something good here, and it just continued throughout the season. And again, it's just rewarding fans for the behavior that you want out of them anyway, and we've done that with promotions like that. But even bigger philosophies about opening doors early, making sure that we're highlighting the accessibility to the players, giving the players the liberty to have merch and stuff that they can actually go grab during those informal warm-ups. If they see a player in the stands with a sign for them, they can go have an interaction with them. It's not expected, but it's always there, and that's just part of the culture, is making sure that everyone knows how accessible these players are, how cool these freaking players are, and then showcasing that personality in and throughout the game. Some of the other philosophies that you mentioned, we really have looked into soundtracking our game very intentfully. So our DJ may or may not like some of the things that I kind of impose on it, but it is made for a very targeted soundtrack. When you're an opposing team coming into our venue, you're going to be treated very much like an opposing team, and we're going to be very aggressive with video prompts, audio prompts, and they're very intentful. I would say 60% of our prompts, even in-game, are scripted, or not scripted, but called by the director and producer. It's not just a freestyle by the DJ. It's very intentful, and again, if home court advantage was a audio mixing board, most of our sliders are maxed up. So the philosophy has really been like, be aggressive, integrate like TikTok sounds and popular things that are trending online, any situations that we can play within the game, that we can manipulate those type of things and bring them into our game, whether it is through soundtrack, prompts, hypes, player features. We're doing that. It's kind of become an ADHD kid's dream game at this point.
Well, I mean, if anyone's coming through Vegas, and I know you do often, you definitely want to go check out a Las Vegas Aces game. And it doesn't hurt, you also get to watch a championship team, too, while you're at it.
Right.
So
very, very high-level basketball being played out here. Also, I think that's one of the things we also definitely benefit from as a production company, is the players on the team are absolute personalities. They have some of the best personalities this league's ever seen, and the way that they communicate to each other and the accessibility we've had to them throughout this has played a huge role in how we script them for things, how we use them in content, and it all plays out in an Aces game. When you come to an Aces game, the players are literally on the video board going to lead you through the entire game, whether what they want you to be sounding like on offense, how they want you to be acting on defense. They're going to introduce most of the fan cams. They're going to walk you through the whole experience, and I think that's pretty unique and something, again, we take a lot of pride in.
All right, Matt. Well, with another season on the horizon here, we wish you guys nothing but the best of luck and best wishes for hopefully another championship here in the city.
Appreciate that. I'm looking forward to a three-peat run myself.
All right, he is Matt Heuer from 3 Point Productions. If you're in town, go see a Las Vegas Aces game from the WNBA. But if you want to watch more from what's going on here at the 2024 SVG Venue Summit, you can just head over to our website at sportsvideo.org.